Hello. Come on in. This always goes better if I'm perfectly honest with you. It has to be honest. And hope that the actual you gets what he needs. It's meticulous construction. But you are wearing a very well-tailored person suit. I don't discuss patients with my psychiatrist friends. Especially since I only have one patient who chose to. It must be lonely.
The opportunities for friends?
You are my patient and my colleague, not my friend. We'll be drinking it on the other side of the veil. I see enough of you to see the truth of you. Is there someone new in your Will Graham?
He's nothing like me.
By profiling the criminally insane.
I find it reassuring.
It's nice when someone sees us, Hannibal. Trust is difficult for you. Unworthy of your friendship. Time building walls, Hannibal. It's natural to want to see if someone is clever enough to climb over. It's good you stepped away. Even if it was only for a few days. Yes. But I don't take responsibility for his death. Oil is valuable. What value does Will Graham's madness have for you? Will Graham does not present you with problems from normal life. So it's not an official inquiry.
Not yet.
Whose reputation would that be?
Lecter may be withholding pertinent information involving a murder investigation.
Confided in his psychiatrist, and that I'll tell you.
It's not that I think Dr. Lecter's dangerous. I don't.
Without consent or court order, I'd be in breach of confidentiality. The patient who attacked me was a former patient of Dr. Lecter.
This patient almost killed you.
He swallowed his tongue while he was attacking me. It's the only thing that saved my life. Complicated patients are conducive to complicated relationships.
All right, it would go in his therapy to treat a patient. Specific.
Hannibal refers to Will Graham more as a friend than as a patient. I know that he's concerned about Will Graham, and I know that he wants to help him. It seems to me that Will Graham would do well to have more friends like Dr. Lecter. Whatever it is you told him about your patient, to feel the need to verify.
He believes Abigail Hobbs was involved in her father's crimes.
Are you? I'm stepping out of my role as your psychiatrist, and I'm speaking to you now as your colleague. Stop. You cannot function as an agent of friendship for a man who is disconnected from the concept. As a man who is disconnected from the concept, may not be able to. Agent Crawford also asked me about my attack. Half-truths. That a violent patient swallowed his tongue while he was attacked, or who was responsible. Not anymore. The truest examination of the meaning of life and the meaning of its end. 100 billion lives haven't impacted yours. You were having influence on her, even after this loss. I'm guilty of killing Abigail Hobbs.
When?
To save him.
Will thinks he's being framed.
In fact, he may still be trying. Please, come in. You seemed like you needed to talk.
And since you refuse invitation...
What's on your mind, Hannibal? Thought Mr. Graham was finally going to be the patient who cost you your life. It betrays your clear intent to manipulate him. You are obsessed with Will Graham. Obsessively. What can't you repress, Hannibal? With whom?
Jack Crawford.
Disclosure of patient information should be limited.
I consulted at an FBI crime scene.
Why would you be inviting the scrutiny of the FBI? You maintain an air of transparency while putting me in the position to lie for you. Again.
And what a pleasant surprise.
I have reached the limit of my efficacy. I don't believe I can help you. I am simply ending our patient-psychiatrist relationship. However, in light of everything that has happened, will question your actions. Particularly your past action, my attack. No. And nor will I. I would look just as guilty as you. That is what you intended. From what I glimpsed through the stitching of the person is that you are dangerous. I will see. Then maybe you deserve each other. Closure. I think perhaps this should or may have to be our last conversation. At least on the subject of Hannibal Lecter. No. I simply can't offer you any more insight than I already have. For me, I can only help Hannibal if I'm feeling secure emotionally. I'm not feeling secure right now. So I am recusing myself from the situation. I hope you understand. Hannibal and I were both traumatized by dangerous patients. Hannibal had his Will Graham, and I had mine. Best to avoid working through my issues with Hannibal Lecter. Obviously, I cannot control whether or not the FBI contacts me. I can only tell you, I prefer that you don't. I've heard so much about you, I feel I almost know I don't. But I understand you better. Wanted to meet you before I withdraw. They certainly are in your case. But I am convinced Hannibal has done what he honestly believes is best for you. You can survive this happening to you.
Ma'am.
That was the idea. I didn't say enough. Some psychiatrists are so hungry for insight. I told myself that. What he did to you made that abundantly clear.
By a patient who was formerly under Dr. Lecter's care.
It wasn't attached at the time. I killed him. I believed it was self-defense. But beyond that point, it was murder. Our patient. Persuasion. Has he ever tried to persuade you to kill anybody? He will. And it will be somebody you love. And you will think it's the only choice you have. Whimsy. That will be how he will get caught.
Dr. Fell.
Mrs. Fell?
Our Renaissance Florence.
With the honor of a dance.
Of course.
Allegro, Miss.
Miss Connivers of modern Florence.
Killed hardly anybody during our residence.
You created a vacancy at the Palazzo Caponi by removing the former curator. No longer have ethical concerns, Hannibal. You have aesthetical ones.
This is about my position at the Palazzo. Once the path was cleared, I won the job fairly. On my merits.
Florentines can't resist the verse of Dante ringing off the frescoed walls. Given your history, that's a good day. Well, do you know the Fells? Not really. Dante wasn't dead when he wrote it.
Oh, I'm Dante. You should come.
I'm trying not to eat anything with a central nervous system. My husband has a very sophisticated palate. No, it really isn't. You let him go. Due bottiglie di batad montrachet da tutti bianchi, per favore. Grazie.
Then linked since antiquity, the image appearing again and again in art. Carved on an ivory box in gold about AD 400. Upturned to the branch that suspends him. Did you know what he would do? I would prefer you answer honestly.
I was curious.
You were curious what would happen.
Yes.
What have you gotten yourself into, Bedelia?
Is it nice to see him? Betrayal and forgiveness are best seen as something akin to falling in love. And you sang very well.
Served to first class.
Mi ricordo. Bellissimo.
No longer interested in preserving the peace you found here? 2 men from the Capone are dead. He sends his regrets, measured by conventional means. I'm sure you've perfected the recipe over the years.
The organs cooked the same day.
What were you like as a young man? Why can't you go home, Hannibal? What happened to you there? A force of mind and circumstance. We can all betray. Sometimes we have no other choice.
To power transformation into a delicate creature of such beauty.
Misfortune of the snail.
Snails follow their nature. Insect lacks morality to agonize over. Will agonizes about inevitable change.
He is en route to kill you, while you lie in wait to kill him. Now that's reciprocity.
More alive. The piano has the quality of a memory.
You've met Inspector Pazzi before. Does he know what you are? Someone's put a price on your head. Should his body be found after an apparent suicide, where I leave you, or more accurately, where you leave me, I didn't. What will you say of me?
I will help you tell the version of events you want to be told.
I get confused.
Oh, please. You need to get lost yourself in the... Mostly because you're still alive.
Wonder who will catch him first. You were at his home many times.
See, when he came to the same conclusion.
If you haven't already.
Birth.
I am Lydia Fell. knowing in some primal way that I was near the sea. Day and evening again, the smell of fresh flowers, and the vague... He never called me my name. That was strange at first. And then it wasn't strange. Was Lydia fell when I was swallowed by the beast. Hello, Will. We've both been his bride.
How'd you manage to walk away unscarred?
You were naked. Have you been to see him? You haven't learned your lesson, have you? Or did you just miss him that much? I've seen enough of him. I was with him behind the veil. You were always on the other side. I can't blame him for doing what evolution has equipped him to do. Murderers and cannibals. And you.
Why do you do that a lot?
I obfuscate because I was a cooperative psychiatrist. Do no harm. You don't trust Dr. Lecter?
There's something wrong.
You believe your condition worsened under Dr. Lecter's care. And have you been taking the medication he prescribed? How is one murderer worthy of compassion and not another? My relationship with Hannibal is not as passionate as yours. You are here visiting an old flame. Is your wife aware of how intimately you and Hannibal... You couldn't save Hannibal. Do you think you can save this new one? Yes.
And have you taken action?
Is that what you're seeing? A lack of insight. I am trying to assist you in regaining enough insight that you realize that you require medication. What do you think this is? And you see a wounded bird in the grass. What's your first thought? And yet, I want to crush it. I'm trying to clear... You're not a killer. You are capable of righteous violence because you are compassionate. Extreme acts of cruelty require a high level of empathy. The next time you have an instinct to help someone, you might consider crushing them instead. It might save you a great deal of trouble. Confident that he would find a way to take them from you. Is it important to you that he takes something from me? He's in no position to eat me now. Why do you think? Feel a stab of hunger for you and find nourishment at the very sight of you? Really told you those insults? Who holds the devil, let him hold him well. Can't live with him. Can't live without him. Is that what this is? You've just found religion. Nothing more dangerous than that. You righteous, reckless, twitchy little man.